Here's the colors that I've chosen. I've chosen a little bit different than what you might traditionally think. But I'm sure you can see, you know, this looks like a gingerbread guy, just a sparkly gingerbread guy, right? And then this is going to be a little accent. And then, of course, we have to have some red. And I might have to open my new red if this one's not in good shape. And then I have a green, but I didn't go with traditional green. I went with eucalyptus because that's how I am. And I like that blue green much better. So anyway, we're going to get started because, like I said, it's going to take a little while. Now, with these shapes, it comes just like this. As you can see, you got your banner, you got your little gingerbread guy, and then you got your whole like area that you can put your sign on. And this is exactly how it comes packaged. And I'm going to tell you right now, make sure you save your cardboard because you might need it for another project, for painting or as a thing to put underneath what you're working on. If you don't have a area that you that you usually are able to craft, you can always use these cardboards. So do not throw it away is my recommendation. Or just a fabulous project. You could, but guys, you could even do this on your oven door. You could do this on your oven door. You could do it on your microwave door if it's a glass door, or that type of thing. You could do this on your refrigerator door, you guys. I have done this in the past. So if you've missed me ever doing that, stay tuned because I'll show it with something else. I won't do this because I'm gonna have the sign in my kitchen. And I don't even know what kitchen I'm gonna have when Christmas comes yet. So, there's that. But you can even do it there. So just let you know. Now, I'm going to tell you something else that is a new trick that I have learned recently. You guys know that we've shown chalkable shapes and we've shown our chalkboards that are like our board and base and things like that in the past. And this is, if you've never gotten one of our chalkboards or one of our chalkable shapes, I don't even think you guys can tell on there, but it's textured. Like you can feel that it's textured. So unfortunately, when you don't have a completely flat surface, sometimes you'll get some bleeding, which is why we say, if it's wood, try to sand it a little bit and then add your wax to it because it protects your transfer, but then it also kind of smooths out your surface because you want the best surface possible. You want it as smooth as possible to eliminate bleeds. Not that bleeds are that big a deal, and they're easy to clean up on this kind of surface, but if you want to eliminate them altogether, this is the trick that I have recently learned. And let me go ahead and pull out one of my baby wipes. I'm going to keep one over there for my fingers. But y'all know I am a messy crafter. I'm a messy crafter gal. But our surface wax. So I did include this in the cart link as well. If you already have it or you have some surface wax at home, take it out. Just put an X on it and take that right out of the cart. But if you don't, this is a really good buy. It's not very expensive. It lasts a really long time. We have directions on the back in English and French because we do sell in Canada. And I did include one of our cute little applicators. You don't have to have an applicator, but even if you have your own wax, you might want to get one because they're so affordable, and it's just an easy way to apply wax. This will last you a really long time. But the trick with with our chalkable shapes, or any of our chalkable surfaces like this, especially the white ones, are actually our magnetic chalkboards. They don't have that issue because they are flat. But if you have any of our chalkable surfaces that are like this, where you can feel a texture, use some surface wax. So I am just going to take some surface wax right out of here, and I am going to apply it over the whole, and I'm pretty sure that it doesn't matter how I want to pay attention to the fact that is it going to matter which way I face? No, I think it's pretty sure it'll work no matter what. Yeah. And you'll notice when I put this shape on here, look, I have some overflow, right? So if you were doing this on another surface, you'd have an extra little area to be able to chalk. I won't need to do that on these, but you would if you were using it on a different surface. But anyway, just take your wax and just go over your whole surface. Now, a lot of times when I do this, I also warm up the wax to try to get it to make sure I don't have any big hunks of anything and flow. And I'm going to tell you not to do that on this particular case because we want it to, oh yikes, definitely need to hold on to that bad boy. Okay, so this is my suggestion, and any kind of surface wax will use. If you don't have a surface wax, most craft stores sell it. I believe that you can even get it like in the where you can get your chalk paint. I believe you can even get it like at Walmart. I think I saw like a little thing of it there. But definitely at the craft stores, for sure. Just look for surface wax. You might have to look either where the paints are or where they sell the wood surfaces. But you just want a standard wood, not wood, don't get something that says wood. You just want something that says surface wax. Because that's really all you're doing. It might even say beeswax. I think one of the ones that we have here before I ever got this kind of wax was it said beeswax on it when my daughter and I were doing a project years ago. Some wax on this too. A lot of times, like on the back of the wax, it'll tell you like do it 20 minutes ahead of time or something like that. I hardly ever get to do that because I like to show you guys the process. So just wax everything. Wax everything. And then our gingerbread guy. So cute. Now you can use this piece, guys. Like I said, you can take this actual guy, trace it on some foam, on some cardboard, or if you get some of our chalk suede that we have, our special paper, and you want to make a banner, or you want to make some magnets for your refrigerator, or you want to make some accents to put somewhere else in your house. we're gonna buff it. So the other side, I use one side to apply the wax and it'll get yucky, and then the other side I use to just buff. And all I'm doing is making sure I have it, no big clumps. And because I'm doing this, you guys, I'm not gonna fuzz my transfer. Normally I would tell you to fuzz it because it's gonna be brand new, and it's going to be very sticky because of that. But I'm not going to fuzz it because I have waxed it. So you can tell which side you waxed. It feels tacky kind of. All right, so we'll set those guys aside for right now, and we'll work on those in a minute. And my fingers, ooh, I like the way it makes my fingers. This guy is so awesome. Now, if I was going to fuzz him, because it's big, this transfer, oh, first of all, I like to mark on the front and backs, guys. Not that I can't tell because of the, I can tell obviously because of the words, but sometimes if you have just images, you can't tell as easily what's the front and what's the back, and it does make a difference because you don't want to ever put, you know, you want to put the sticky side back on the glossy side of your back sheet. But I'm gonna move this out of the way. Normally, look, it's already grabbing itself. If that happens, just pull it apart slowly. Oh my gosh, come on, dude, don't work. There we go. There we go. Holy cow. Oh my goodness, come on. What's happening here? I'm going too fast, you guys. If it sticks to itself like that, pull it apart gently because you don't want to stretch your transfer. And if you feel like you can't, take it to the sink and put water on it, but then you have to dry it before you use it. Oh my gosh, come on, dude. Let's go. Okay, we interrupt this project for some problem solving. I like to show you guys how to problem solve as well because, you know, nobody sits down and has a perfect craft 100% of the time. There we go. Ooh, thank you. So it's very sticky, as you can see. If you were going to fuzz this, what I would suggest is you lay that down with the sticky side up and take your fuzzing cloth or your towel, and this is a brand new one, you guys, fuzzing cloth or towel, and put it on the back of it like that. I'm going to fuzz it once just to show you. One side's microfiber and one side's terry cloth on these cloths. If you just have a bath towel or a hand towel, you would just use that and you would just do it this way. It's so much easier when you have the big transfers like that to do it that way. And okay, so we are ready to rock and roll. Let's get started. All right, I'm going to turn it around because it'll do a little bit better. I love these transfers. Now, this year we have a new company. I love it because they are much more translucent. You can see through them better, so it's easier to line it up if you're using something underneath it like this. Oh, I need to come down some. I think I'm going to line it from the bottom. Then once I have it lined up, I think that looks pretty good. Then I will smooth it out. Smooth it out. You don't want any bubbles, any bumps, and you'll be able to feel the bumps as you're putting it down. If by chance there was a piece of lint or something that you didn't see, but you'd be able to feel it. So you just thought it would be, there you go, as usual. But as you can see, this kind of comes off the top a little bit because I wanted to have a little, you know, I needed a little border down here. I suppose you could have done it. No, I don't think so. I think you want that little border along the bottom. So that comes off the top, but you have this little thing we're gonna use. Hi, Miss Lou, thanks for joining me. That you're gonna put on here anyway, and that's gonna come off. It'll just barely go over the edge, the lip of it, okay? So all right, so these are my colors. This is Shimmer Rose Gold, and we're gonna use the Shimmer Rose Gold, and I am gonna cheat a little bit, y'all, because I wanna make sure, so hopefully I'll be able to see any comments up here. The Shimmer Rose Gold we're gonna do on our little banner, and I think maybe these swirlies. So it's just a little off, a little subtly different than what our gingerbread's going to be. That's what our gingerbread guy is going to be. This color is not available to the public. This was one that was just for designers last year, not this year for TallCon. So anyway, I'll put this over here because you're not using that yet. But I don't have another shimmer. We have Camel, the color Camel, and we have the color Dune that you could make your gingerbread guy in. And if you wanted to add some shimmer to it, you could always use Shimmer Frost. And I don't even know what I did to that one. Shimmer Frost to make it shimmery. And I'm going to use Shimmer Crimson, which is our red. And like I said, I need to look at that because I may need to pull my, we're really not using, we're going to use that around here, like for the peppermint part. I think it might be all right. I don't have very much left in there, if you can see. I might spray a little bit of water in here just to kind of, I've had this for 2 years, you guys. So I'm using I'm getting to the very end of it, and I've got a new jar over here ready for me. But this is Shimmer Crimson. But the new cherry, this is the cherry. This is the new cherry red. That would be perfect for this project. And then we have our candy apple. So either one of those would be great for your peppermints that you're putting along there. And maybe even his little scarf would be so cute and red, right? So that's what I'm thinking for that. I'm just gonna add a little bit of distilled water to try to make sure that it's going to go on smoothly. And then of course we will do them on the berries as well. The berries, that, and then his little thing. And then for the word gingerbread, I'm going to do that in the shimmer, like tan color. And then for our flower, our little greenery here, and then some of the other, I think maybe some of this I might do, I don't know, I haven't decided for sure, but in my eucalyptus, shimmer eucalyptus. So you could do that in any color. We have lots of different colors of green, only a few with shimmer. We have shimmer spruce and shimmer eucalyptus, but we have lots of greens that are not shimmer. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. All right, so, and it looks like we even have cute little things here. Wow. Okay, we're gonna get started. If you guys have questions, and you'll have to forgive me, I'm gonna have to look down a lot. This little guy along the edge here, this one here, I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not. I could do it. It's a little border. I don't know. I can't decide. We're gonna pull out all of my little tools as we can, as many little tools as I can. All right, let's pull out some of these. I have some little, I have taken, this is taking a small squeegee like that size and cutting it in half. And then I've even taken a mini and cut it as well. And you can do that, especially if you have more than one. You can do that so that you can get a bunch of different sizes. So I'm just gonna pull all of that out because I'm not sure what I'm gonna need where yet. All right, guys, let's take this little thing, and I guess we'll go ahead and use my rose gold, and we'll do along the edge here. Now, the one good thing about shimmer is that it does, I was making sure I had the right thing. It does take less, I mean, it takes a little bit longer to dry, so you have a little bit more time to play with it. But you're still going to need to do paste and peel, but it does take a little bit longer to dry. I think I'm just going to try to go like halfway. And I don't have my ceiling fan on, so that should help. But it's hard. This is a little tiny section, so you would probably want to use your little detail tool, which is what I'm going to use next, or a little tiny piece of squeegee like that. But oh my gosh, it's already so pretty just doing that. I don't know what color I want to do those little doodads on the side. I think I want to do them, maybe I'll do them in green. Maybe I'll do them in green. These little guys, there's like 3 little dots. I think I'll do them in green. All right, and now I'm going to grab my red, and we'll get started on the red around the border. So I'm using a detail tool. That's the one I was telling you about. It's like a really small squeegee. The other one I just used on the green was called a multi-purpose tool, which is also a nice small size. I love that you don't need as much chalk paste either. You wouldn't use a lot anyway, but on these new transfers, it's even better. And you know, if you're doing this yourself at home, you just take your time, do a little section, pull it back. The worst thing is, I found for me, what the most disappointing is, to spend your time working on a project like this, and you go to pull the transfer off, and your chalk paste is dried in your silk screen and not on your surface. That is so disappointing. It's so rewarding when you go to pull it off, and it's exactly like you imagine it should be, because this is, you know, it does all the work for you. All you're doing is basically coloring in the lines, right? It's just a fun way of coloring or painting. But please don't use paint on our transfers, you guys. You will ruin them and you will not get to use it again. It will not come out. But you're using chalk to paint with, right? So look, I'm done with that little section. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it back so I can show you guys. And I'm just peeling it back, right like that, see? And then I'm gonna lay it right back down. And then I'm gonna smooth it out right next to it. And actually this section here, I feel like I could have added a little more. If you notice that it needs a little bit more, just press it down with your squeegee, with your chalk on it. With the shimmer, you do want to press a little firmer if you're using shimmer, because it's got the gritty. Now, if this was brand new shimmer, I might not have to press as hard, but because it's a little older, sometimes I might not have gotten it the right consistency, and it might be a little thicker than it needs to be. So I'm just going back over the red because I want it to be a little more vibrant. And just press firm with the shimmer. And then I'm going to do it again. I'm going to pull it back up there. See? So that's what we got so far. Easy peasy, right? And then I'm just going to let it lay there. I'm not going to press it back down. I'm just going to press around it though. So we're going to go the rest of the way on the bottom here. This shimmer rose gold, if you guys have not tried it, I think it would be gorgeous for any Christmas project, but it's really pretty anytime that you want that like soft. I feel like it's a very soft touch, you know, and the rose gold is just so pretty. It just gives me kind of like a vintage feel, almost like a, yeah, vintage I think is the right word, because it's not a retro. It's definitely like an old fashioned, like grandma. That's what I feel like anyway. But it's so pretty. And in person, it's very hard to see on the screen, but in person, it's so pretty. I'm gonna wait and do the green last. I'm gonna do the red on this side since I did a larger swath. And as you'll notice, after I do it, I'm pulling off any extra, you guys. So, oh, I said I'm gonna wait on the green. Duh. All right, let's get this red. I'd love to know what colors you guys would use. Like I said, in the cart link, I did include a, just the palette pack that's Christmas colors. Even if you don't want to purchase all of those, you can look and see if any of them are available in singles, but it would give you an idea of kind of colors that you might want to consider for the Christmas decor. And you know, it's all up to you. Now this, I have seen this also. I think I mentioned the other day about the Santa. Oh, hi Teresa, thanks for joining me. Thanks Lori for the thumbs up, appreciate it. I have seen, just like I mentioned the other day about the Santa, I have seen this also done in just black and white. If you want to go simple, or maybe your kitchen's blue and you want to go blue and white. That's the cool thing about DIY, you guys. You could do blue and white. You don't have to do all these colors. And guys, if you're doing it all in one color, this project's going to be a lot faster than what it is going to be with me today. So that is something else to consider. But maybe your kitchen is, you know, red at Christmas time, or maybe your kitchen is green, or. But anyway, if you wanted to do it all in one color, I have seen the black and white. It's pretty stunning. It looks pretty neat, in just black and white as well. I mean, it's the design stands out no matter what colors you use. You just get to be the artist and choose. Okay, so I'm gonna do the green over here real quick, and then we're gonna peel. This little tiny, oh gosh, I think I just got it on my rose. Oh. Don't put it on my rose. I did, but you know what? I bet nobody's gonna notice that but me. Okay, let's do our paste and peel. I'm not moving it because it's kind of stuck. As you can see, my transfer goes wider than the thing, so it's kind of stuck to my mat. But here we go. See if you guys can see. Again, slow and steady. Look, see how cool that is? And if there's anything that you need to fix and you feel like it needs more, just lay it right back down. And then, you know, I usually go to like downwards to reapply some paste if I am touching up. And then I think the green needed, looked like it could use a little bit more. So that's what you would do if you're trying to touch up. And I'll probably do some more over here once I get back to the side. So, because we're going to move up from here. Now, I like to take like a section like this and do this. So then I'll come back up, but I'm just going to work right in this section right now. Okay. So let me pull that back real quick since I added a little more. Remember, we're releasing the chalk paste to the surface by doing that. Now I'm going to smooth this down right here. And let me know. I don't think I want to do it in the rose, but red or green on the baking company word. Oh, you know what? I guess those kind of were like berries over there. Okay, I'm going to stay on the left side for right now. It's my left. I don't know if it's left on yours. Is it coming up on your all's left or is it your right? I don't know. I'm going to do this in rose gold, so I'm going to grab a different squeegee, get a little more coverage. And you could use any colors. Like I said, you could even do some of it in black. Get a mini squeegee for this. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to pull it back. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this back, and then we're gonna do this side over here. You know what? I want to do, I want to try this real quick. I'm gonna try to do this little section here of my border, since it's gonna get pulled up anyway. So just because you don't live near someone that you can craft with doesn't mean you can't craft anymore. Thankfully, with technology, there's other ways that you can craft. And with my club, in my VIP group, with my club members, if I can get to at least 5 members, I want to do a monthly craft night. And we can do it virtually, you guys. So that if you don't have anybody in your area, you still have a way to interact. It's so much more fun to craft with friends, guys, believe me. If you don't know that already, you should. It is more fun. Look at this. Oh my gosh, guys, look how gorgeous. Isn't that fabulous? Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I feel like my berries need a little more. I might need to spray a little more water on my red. Now, what you can also do, if you have a dryer, this is like an air dryer, not a heat gun. This is an air dryer. I can dry this real quickly, and it will make sure that nothing smudges. Which is why I'm laying it down gently, but I can do this and it makes sure for sure. Because this would dry on its own in the shimmer dries in about 7 or 8 minutes. Oh, my cords are heavy. This just speeds it up a little bit. The nice thing about our chalkable shapes like this though, this chalkboard shape, I'm gonna have to fix that before I use it next, is that it's so easy to fix any kind of little, if you have any kind of little boo-boos, which I do, I see them. You guys might not see them, but I'm already seeing a few. They're easy to fix, right? That's the cool thing about it. Okay, so we're doing, this ought to be fast. All right, guys, all done. We're done. We're done with this big piece. Here we go. I think. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Woohoo! All right, I'm gonna put this here for just a second because we're gonna use it again. I'm gonna put it on my backer sheet. I'm gonna show you guys what we got so far. Look at that. You guys, look at the details. Tell me how else you could get those details, right? Now, obviously, even on this side, you can't tell as much, but I messed up a little bit on that side with letting the chalk paste dry. But look at the details, you guys. How fabulous is that? Isn't that great? Okay, I am going to set this aside for a minute out of the way. So it's going to go out of sight. You're not going to see it. I'm going to put it aside, let it dry. It'll be completely dry by the time we come back to it. Now, using these same colors here, I'm going to bring my backer sheet back up here. I'm going to put my transfer back on it. For the most part, it's going to be on it straight. I would normally take this to my sink and wash it as soon as I'm finished, or wet it. You definitely don't want to let it dry too long because it is harder to get it out. Thank you, Lori. It is harder to get it out the longer you let the chalk paste sit on it. But I typically wash mine directly after my live projects because I want my transfers to stay. Oh my gosh, this is so trouble. Because I want my transfers to stay nice and be able to reuse them. The longer you let it sit in there, the less amount of times you're probably going to be able to use it, because then you're going to have to work even harder to get the chalk out. But it will come out. It's just as long as it's chalk. Now, ink is another story. You definitely don't want to leave ink sitting on your transfers. Okay, so I'm just trying to get this smoothed out a little bit so it's down. So the majority of it's down. And you'll notice I didn't do anything on these because they were not on my images. But if you were doing a sign, you can add those fun touches as well. So now let me get my little placement tape off so I can work on the next two. So we have our surfaces here that we, if I can figure out which side I waxed. This side. So what I like to do when I'm using these is I put my transfer on my backer sheet, so that way it's not picking up every bit of dried chalk paste or lint or whatever I might have on my mat. And then I take these pieces and I put them underneath the transfer. And like I said, because you can pretty much see through these, they're very translucent, it's much easier to place items like this under it now for chalking on. So let me see if that looks, nope, that side looks pretty good. I want to go down a little bit. So I'm going to place these in here first. Move it around until I have it where I want it. Nope, I'm a little bit further down. Up. Just a smidge. Told you guys I'd have to be looking down a lot on this project. I apologize. It's a big project. But it is worth it. And once you've done it once, you don't ever have to do it again, you guys. You can just tuck it away after the season's over and pull it out the next year and then add to it with something else fabulous. Or if you say, you know what, oh, I did that project this year, but I didn't have time, or I didn't really want to do like a garland or something else, but the next year maybe say, oh, I want to do something with that little gingerbread guy. I want to make a couple more of him. Then there you go. You got it. You can do something new the next year and add to it and build on it. 9 votes for this guy. This is, I can understand why, because it is absolutely fabulous. This is called, of course, Gingerbread Baking Company. So fun, so cute, and look at that size of that. And then what's fun is you can use different elements. Like you could just use the gingerbread guy for like a banner or something like that. Hey Linda, how are you? I hope you're having a good day. So I actually purchased the coordinating boutique chalkable shape for this particular project because I wanted to show you how it was. And like I said, I decorate my kitchen every year with gingerbread, so I'm going to use this year after year after year. But I went ahead and purchased this. It was so affordable. It was worth it. But you can get the transfer on its own. I did include that in the little link that I gave you guys, but you can always take it out if you don't want it. Because you can always put this on something else. I'm going to take it out of the pack so you guys don't have a glare. And like I said, this is going to take a little while, but hopefully you guys will bear with me. And I am actually going to use shimmer on the entire project. I picked out my colors ahead of time. And this is a C-size transfer, just so you know. Those are pretty big. I think they're like 12 by 18. And now you can see all the elements. So you can actually do this on some other type of surface if you want. You can find a surface that would be big enough, a chalkboard, just a chalkboard in black and white would be great. The cutout is called Couture Boutique. So it would be called a chalkable shape, and it's Gingerbread Baking Company. This is what I said I was going to do in, I'm going to do in the Shimmer Rose Gold for this, Made with Love. But then I think I can also get my little gingerbread guy on here as well. So I'm going to try to see if I can place him there. And that way we can do both of them very quickly and be ready to assemble. Yeah. Okay. See if you guys can tell. See him in there? The white, that's where we're going to work. Okay. So this will be super fast, you guys. Except, oh y'all, let me see. Look at this. I do want to do his little thing in red. Oh, let me see. My iPad went to sleep. I do, everything else is going to be just this color, but I do want to do his little guy in red, and I'm trying to decide if I should do that first. Maybe I'll do the brown first because the red would cover over the brown if I accidentally go where I don't need to go. But we want to make his little scarf brown. So I'm going to try to get up to it and not go on it. Oh, I just went on it. You guys. I just went on the scarf, but I think my red's going to cover right over it. Oh my gosh. So go slowly around the area you want to do a different color. I do believe that if you were doing this yourself, I don't know that it would take you longer than an hour. It depends on how confident you are in your chalking. But I would not say this would be the first project I would ever do. If I was new to chalking, I would definitely try the sample kit or try a smaller project first to kind of get a feel for it. But the fact that this is erasable, you can certainly fix any mistakes. It's not because of that, it's just because it's quite the undertaking. And I would hate for you to think that it was every project was this demanding, because one of the things that I love about this craft is the fact that I can sit down and be done with a project like super fast. Okay, I don't trust myself around him. So I am going to take one of my other little mini squeegees to get a little better control around his scarf. But this would be, you know, a little bit more of an undertaking for your first project, so I don't know that I would suggest it for your very first project. But I would definitely suggest it to try because it's super cute and fun. And you will be amazed with yourself that you've created something this fabulous looking. Okay. My squeegee is so messy. I can't deal with it anymore. Okay. It's so quiet, you guys. I don't mind the quiet, but I certainly don't mind the quiet. I very often have it quiet, but on Facebook you cannot have any kind of background music or noises going on because they will block you. Okay, so he's done. See him? All right, let's get him out of there because I don't want him to dry. I could have waited to put my banner, I guess, but let's get him out. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Look at him. Isn't he darling? I wish I could make one that easy, like when you're actually baking. He's so cute. I'm gonna leave him there so you can admire him. Now I have to fix my banner again, so you can admire him while I'm doing the banner. The banner's gonna be fast. We're doing just one color, y'all. And I'm gonna grab my glue gun real quick. And I really want to try one other thing. I don't know if I'm gonna put the gingerbread guy on there. I may wait and glue it afterwards. I think I'm gonna glue it afterwards because I gotta turn on my glue gun. But I may try something. I'm gonna show you guys something I want to try for the gingerbread guy. And you might, if it works for him, I'll let you know in comments. But I have something called, I don't know if you've ever heard of this, tack it over and over. And it basically, it's a positionable adhesive. And I'm gonna try that with him. That way, if I want to pull him off and trace him and make some other gingerbread guys, I would be able to do it, or even to pull this off. So I'm gonna try that, I think, but I'll let you guys know how it goes, whether that works or not. All right, I think, is that where it needs to be? It's not sticking very well. It's not got very much to it for the silk screen. There's a lot of silk screen and not much vinyl, so you may want to hold this one down while you're doing it. That's what I do when I have one that doesn't stick a ton. Because some of our transfers have like this, where it's much more silk screen than it is vinyl, and you don't want it to slide around. It's not sticking. Oh my gosh, no. It's not sticking at all. I think I'm sliding it. That's why I'm sliding it by accident. Okay. I keep wanting to put it in the brown. even though it might not show up that different on camera, it looks a lot different than the brown. I think I moved it over on this side so it's not lined up as well as I'd like it to be, but we're going to roll with it. Okay, y'all, finished. Oh, it looks so pretty. So pretty. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? You can use that on a lot of different projects. Just that banner. Chalk that banner on a lot of different projects, you guys. Look at that. How many things could you think of that you could say, made with love? That would be perfect. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So pretty, so pretty. Okay, now, I also highly suggest that you close your chalk paste as quickly as soon as possible, because the longer you set them to the air, the drier they get. So I just sprayed a little tiny bit of distilled water in there. Thank you, Lori. Because it was open for so long. I don't usually have them open that long. Just to help keep them nice and moist, so that when I go to use them the next time, they'll be fabulous as well. But I do suggest that you do that you not necessarily spray that, but to close off your chalk paste as soon as you're done. If you're using single package, you don't have that problem as much, but the red I'm going to add a little bit more to as well. And like I said, I'll wash my transfer or I'll fix it by hand, but I'm going to show you what it looks like laying all out together. Okay, up. Those are out of the way. Got this. Let's hit these with our dryer. And again, this is what I'm going to try and see how it does. I've never used it. I've only used it once, and I didn't really get a chance to let it dry. But I'm going to try it and see if it works with this. And if it does, I'll let you know. And that would be an option as well if you didn't want to use a hot glue gun. It should be about dry. I know this is dry. So this is just an air dryer. It's not a heat gun. The reason why we say don't use heat guns, number one, it doesn't need it. It's a little excessive for just chalk paste, because chalk paste dries quickly. But also, you don't want to have a heat gun anywhere near your transfers, because it can actually melt your vinyl. Okay. So, this is our finished product. And it's just something about adding a little 3D element that makes it just a little bit more fancy or cool. I don't know, not fancy, but just creative. But anyway, so that's my project. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I know it was a long one, a little Christmas in July. Until I see you guys next time, please be safe, be healthy, and stay cool and be blessed. All right, guys, bye.